Lancey Foux is going viral for selling 566 copies for his first week sales, which I can't lie, if you see those numbers, it's pretty bad. They're saying he won triple bubblegum, triple cheeseburger, quadruple aluminum foil. His fans were on the front lines of Normandy on Twitter a couple days ago trying to defend him, and you can take your guess on how that went. But I want to talk about it because Lancey Foux isn't Coi Leray. He also isn't some super niche underground rapper, and by that I mean he's not some artist who mostly makes mid music, who's getting pushed by the industry and then flopped, and then also not completely unknown. He makes pretty good music, and he's worked with Kanye West, and is also friends with Playboi Carti. So in this video, we're going to talk about, did he flop, and has TikTok ruined Lancey Foux? If you didn't know, Lancey Foux is a UK based rapper, or he's from the UK, and he kind of makes music in the lane of Playboi Carti, or at least that's where a lot of his fans come from. A lot of his fans overlap with Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, and Playboi Carti of course, and that's mostly because of the types of beats he's used in the past and still kind of uses. He has this harsh UK accent, an aggressive style of rap that a lot of people really mess with, so that's why he's popular. And outside of rap, he's also pretty big, like he's modeled for a number of big brands. But obviously this didn't translate well into album sales because 566 is crazy. Anyways, that's a bit clickbaity because he didn't actually sell 566. 566 were the amount of album sales he sold in the UK, which even though he's from the UK, most of his fans aren't actually from the UK. They're mostly from the States because, like I said, a lot of his fans are Carti, Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson fans, or that type of lane. So he probably sold maybe a couple thousand, which still isn't great. It's actually horrific, and I'll explain why. Something I saw a lot of his fans say is Lancey Foux is still able to sell shows all over the world, or even sell out shows all over the world in some cases. And most of the time, these are not huge shows. They're like decent sized venues. They're not arenas. They're also not some kid's backyard. They're just decent. And they're saying because he can sell out shows, this means he's pretty successful and his album sales don't matter. Well, underground rappers do this all the time, so this isn't really a great defense. Lancey Foux not selling well to me just shows that he doesn't have the fan base that a lot of people think he does. So I'm gonna explain why I think Lancey Foux' popularity is a bit inflated. So Lancey Foux has 2.5 million monthly listeners, which is a decent amount. It's also not the range that people who are selling 10, 20, 30,000 units have on Spotify. But some people can pull it off. For example, Lucky has 5 million monthly listeners, and his latest album sold 25,000 units, which is phenomenal for someone of his size. The thing is, Lucky has been grinding for almost 10 years, even longer, and has a cult fan base, something that Lancey just doesn't have because he hasn't been in the game that long, and his music isn't as relatable as Lucky's. So number one, Lancey just doesn't have the fan base that a lot of people were thinking he did, which I kind of thought he did. I thought he was pretty big. Another thing is, a lot of his popularity has to do with stuff other than his actual music. A lot of people know of him because he's friends with Playboi Carti, so a lot of Playboi Carti fans just know of him. They don't actually listen to his music like that. They might listen to a couple of his songs. For example, I'm actually guilty of this. I'm not a huge Lancey Foux fan. I really enjoy some of his music, but I didn't go to this album. I didn't check it out. And that's where the majority of casual Lancey Foux fans fall into. Another part about Lancey Foux is the amount of exposure he gets is a lot more than a rapper his size would get. For example, he's worked with Kanye and he got a lot of attention for that. He was in a group chat. Kanye put him in with this other rapper, I think Carti, for like styling his wife at the time, Kim Kardashian. Pretty sure he's walked on the runway for a bunch of houses as well. So just things like that make it seem like he's a lot bigger than he actually is. So the final reason why Lancey Foux didn't sell as much as he did, in my opinion, is because TikTok kind of warped people's perception of how big he was. About a year ago, he dropped a song called Lancey or Lancey, I think something like that. And in the song, he said this one lyric, Lancey or Lance, but he said in like a British accent, I can't do it. And it became a trend. People would be like Lancey or Lance, and they'd show how they glowed up, and it just became a really, really, really popular sound on TikTok. And because of that, the song went up. It's currently at 15 million on Spotify, 2 million on YouTube, a couple million on SoundCloud. It's gotten tens of millions of streams, and it's become a really, really, really big single. So to Lancey Foux fans, they're thinking, yo, my favorite artist is going up. He's doing well. He's seeing success. However, the people that are using the sound, that's all it is to them. It's just the TikTok sound. It's just the sound that they make videos to. They make glow up videos to. They're not actually streaming his music. And the ones that are, probably just got it stuck in their head from TikTok, and not all of them are gonna turn into real fans. The reason for this is because I feel like to convert casual listeners to fans from TikTok, number one, you need something for them to identify with. For example, he had Twizzy, he had like the handshake, he had the turban. He had a lot of things that set him apart and made him unique and kind of helped create a community among his fans. And he had like a million songs go viral there. He didn't just have one. Lancey Foux has neither. He doesn't make music that's super relatable. It's just like cool and hard. Like he has a lot of really good songs. And he doesn't have something that sets him apart other than him being British, which, you know, taking into account most of his fans are American, isn't really something they can identify with, if you get what I mean. It also shows that TikTok isn't really the promotion machine or that beneficial for artists in the long run, or just in general, because a lot of people, they got a song like this, they'd be ecstatic. They'd be like, yo, I got this TikTok song. Lancey Foux, he was already kind of popular, and this song didn't go super viral. Like it's not at 100 million streams, it's just at 15 million, which is a lot. That's a lot of streams, but for his size, it's nothing crazy. So for him to get this and then get a bunch of quote unquote TikTok fans who aren't really streaming his music, and just inflated his size and also made his fans feel like being a fan of him was less special, and oh my god, TikTok ruined Lancey Foux, blah blah blah. You know, a lot of his fans have been saying that, and especially when his song first started getting viral, a lot of his fans were complaining, which is a thing underground fans do. Which, by the way, is a sign you're still underground. If your fans are complaining that mainstream people are finding you, like, you're not that big. You're being gatekept. So overall, people are pretty stupid for thinking Lancey Foux was a big artist, or an artist big enough to even sell more than 5,000 units. I didn't think that. I was just surprised he sold 566. Like, I thought Sofago flopped. This is like a whole new level of flopping. But anyways, let me know what you think. Personally, I do think Lancey Foux has a lot of potential and he does make good music. He's just not there yet. Some things take time. Thanks for watching and see you next time.